Welcome to this week's edition of Inside Warhawk Football on UWW TV. I'm your host, Sierra Featherly, joined by Warhawk Football head coach, Jason Dahl. Coach, congratulations on your win this weekend over UW Oshkosh. The game ended with a very eventful fourth period, including the decision to play on a fourth down, which was only inches away from a first. What was going through your mind on the Warhawks' last drive?
Yeah, Saturday was a good day. First and foremost, I want to thank the community, the university, the student body, all our fans and supporters, because we had quite the atmosphere for our guys, and that was truly a special day. In particular, that last play, that was a situation that we really emphasized going into the week. We knew third and short, fourth and short was something that we had to be better at coming out of our first 3 non-conference games. The game plan was there. He called that play 9 times throughout the day, and it worked 8. So Drake Martin's one of our best football players. We wanted the ball in his hand. We knew if we could get 6 inches, we were going to win the game. On top of that, it was very windy, and there was a few other factors went into it. But we made the call, felt good about it, and it turned out well.
You just touched on it there at the end a little bit. Whitewater really lived up to its nickname, Windwater, this weekend. How did those windy conditions affect your game?
I think the biggest effect is in the kicking game, especially on special teams, whether it's punting, kicking off, and then also just throwing the football. It makes it a little bit more challenging to throw the ball vertically down the field. So you just got to be super aware of that as a play caller. You're aware of that at the end of the quarters, whether it's the end of the first or end of the third quarter, where you could flip the field based off of punting into it versus not. So those would be some factors that go into, having a windy day like that.
And then Whitewater's defense really stepped up, holding Oshkosh to only 14 points. What aspect of the defense really stood out to you?
I think the defense did a really good job of attacking the football. We forced 5 fumbles, only recovering 1 of them, but we were attacking it. And, we got a few sacks as well that really changed the momentum of the game. We got a couple core blitzes that helped us. One is a sack, one is a TFL. And then our D-line just did a really good job of getting after their offensive line and disrupting that quarterback all day.
Lastly, the team has ended up to UW Stout to take on the Blue Devils. Currently, Stout sits 3rd in the WIAC in points scored per game with 29. Whitewater's at 6th with 24. What is going to be the difference maker this weekend?
I think it comes down to us, focusing on how we go about it this week with our training and making sure that we're taking it serious and we're competing and we're trying to get better. We're not going through the motions. We're trying to get better. And that's just a program philosophy. It doesn't really matter who we go against or who we play. That's how we want to go about it every day, especially as you get into this conference play. You got to do it right. And we're excited for the challenge. We're excited to play on the road and excited to be around the guys today and get back after.
Thank you for your time, Coach. We'll see you next week.
Thank you.
This has been this week's edition of Inside Warhawk Football on UWW TV.